Hi, I'm Gil Benbrook from Phoenix Stages and TalkingBroadway.com, and I'm here at Arizona Broadway Theater to talk to Cassandra Norville Klaphake, the star of the best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which runs through May 8th. So Cassandra, let's start talking about just the show itself. It was a big Broadway hit. It ran for 4 years on Broadway, nominated for a bunch of Tony Awards, but it really hasn't been seen in the Valley for a while. So for people who don't know what the show's about, what would you tell them the show's about?
Well, the show is a story, it's a historical adaptation. There actually was a chicken ranch in LaGrange, Texas. So you get a little bit of history in there, and it's kind of the story of how the end came for the chicken ranch in Texas, as it was found out by a very famous TV announcer. His real name was Zindler, not Melvin Thorpe. Melvin Thorpe's the character in the play. That finds, basically, I guess, outs the chicken ranch, and then ultimately that ends with the pulling of the plug of no more chicken ranch in Texas. So it's that story, but with that you also get, there's a little romance love story between the proprietress and the sheriff of the town, which is lovely and filled out and a lot of fun. Plus you kind of get to see how the inner workings of a Texas brothel of the time, kind of how it worked, interspersed with a lot of comedy and a lot of romance and a lot of just some good storyline about people, I think.
Okay, and you play Miss Mona, the proprietress of the Chicken Ranch. So what can you tell us about Mona?
Mona is, she is really a fantastic character. She is very nurturing of her girls, and I think that's one of the things that really drew me to the role as well, because I definitely can relate to that. I think that she really feels for her girls and wants to take care of them. I think she's an astute businesswoman. I think that she really has a strong philosophy, even though it might not be the I guess the subject matter is a little risque, but I think that she definitely she really takes her part seriously, and she really respects what has been given to her, since this position was basically bestowed on her by the former proprietress of the chicken ranch. So yeah, she's a wonderful lady.
Did you do any research for the part?
And that is a very funny question. Yes, however, it was pretty much left to, I mean, certainly there is an amazing movie with Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds, and so of course, we spent some time there. I saw the production at a couple of different places, so I am familiar with the production, a couple of different versions. There are some wonderful blogs about how the whole process started, the story that was originally written, and how the show was built upon that story, and then the writers and producers that were involved with the actual musical when it went to Broadway. So they spent a lot of time digging into that. So which is more of an overall perspective, but certainly with regards to Mona, I mean, reading the script, it felt comfortable, and it just felt like something that just was a good fit.
So this was your first time playing it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any concerns in taking on this role, because you're the owner of a whorehouse?
Exactly. No, definitely not. The Western feel of the show, the fact that it's in Texas, I'm a Montana girl, so I think that lends itself. I grew up on the music of the era. Dolly Parton was hugely influential in my early, singing career. So all of that kind of fell into place very easily. The only hitch, I think, is that I am the mother of two young boys, 12 and 9. So of course, when talking about what show are you doing, Mom, we kind of have to censor a little bit and, kind of keep that under wraps a little.
So Mona is a very fierce person, but she's also very compassionate and very loyal.
Yes.
To her girls. How close is Mona to Cassandra?
Very. Very much so. The relationship that she has with the girls in the house is very much akin to the relationship that I have with so many of the young actors that come and work. So as artistic producer of Arizona Broadway Theater, I feel that same parallel, that I'm very loyal to them, I'm very connected to them, and I love to nurture, them and their careers, and ultimately, of course, it lends in a better product for us. So I'm very dedicated to that, and she's very dedicated to her girls, so I see a lot of parallels.
And did you learn anything during rehearsals that changed the original way that you thought that you'd be playing Miss Mona? Or from the director, or from Andy, did you?
Andy is wonderful. I mean, he has directed the show before, so it was really wonderful for him to get another opportunity to work with a whole new cast of characters in a whole new setting. The whole team, scenic design, lighting, we had a brilliant, brilliant team that worked on this, and it was very comfortable and very easy. So, to answer your question, I mean, there were some definite nuances and things that were found that were unexpected, that were really lovely. The relationship between Mona and the sheriff really gets fleshed out in our version, and working with Mark DiConzo has been just an absolute joy. He's a wonderful scene partner, incredibly giving on stage, and just we've been able to just find nuances and be able to play and try new things, and I think that that's been an incredible process.
Do you have a favorite moment in the show?
Oh, there's many.
Do you have moments?
Certainly, I mean, there's a lot of fun and there's a lot of like special moments. I mean, for Mona and the girls, I think there's an incredible moment with her and Shy at the beginning. Shy is the one of the new girls that shows up at the whorehouse, and she really doesn't fit in per se. She's doesn't seem to fit in, and Mona really has this kind of you see a softer side of Mona and her, definitely the nurturing side, and the, you know, what are you doing here? And she tries to get her to do anything other than become a part of the Chicken Ranch. But I think that that's a really special moment. And then of course the end, after Sheriff Ed Earl's betrayal. Yeah, exactly. Spoiler alert. But the moment at the end between the two of them, that, you know, kind of when you see things unravel in the very end of the show, that obviously there's some really heartfelt stuff going on there too.
So the story is 40 years old, right? It was in the 70s when the original news broke about the Chicken Ranch. Why do you think the musical is like still relevant today?
Oh, I think that.
Or I should say, why is it relevant, and like what does it have to say to audiences of today?
I think that I think anyone can understand that when there's a lot of heart or let's say in an organization, you know, or in a business, and there's a lot of people involved, there's that humanity and that family to that, and then when it has to come to an end, I think anyone can relate to the feelings of loss, but also the feelings of hope for the future. And so I think that that's what's so beautiful about the end of it, is that yes, the story is about the end of the Chicken Ranch, but it's also kind of leaves you with that feeling of the what ifs and I wonder what happens kind of things. So I think that that's relevant through the ages, that everyone can relate to that. And then we just really try to have a great time. We just try to have a lot of fun and hope that the entertainment value is really there for everyone. It's a very entertaining show, so we just have a good time.
So what do you hope audience will take away from the experience then?
I definitely hope for the entertainment. I mean, I really hope that they come and they get to, there are not a lot of Western shows, and I think that really lends itself to, it's something a little bit different. So the feel of it, you know, they get to kind of come and be part of this country Western feel, and, you know, with the costuming and just the whole subject matter and the crazy characters that are on stage. So I really hope that what they take away is just that they have a really great time.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Cassandra.
Thank you, Gil.
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas runs through May 8th here at Arizona Broadway Theater.